to Orem, Utah and the UCCU Event Center. I'm Sean O'Connell live with Sika Ripley and Stephen Razor Sharp for a welterweight and heavyweight old school tournament style format in the WCFC. Last Man Standing 2 coming at you tonight, and Stephen Razor Sharp, you won the first go around of Last Man Standing.
Yeah, definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're introducing our next two contenders in the cage. Fighting first out of your blue corner, weighing in at 172 pounds. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He has a professional fight record of 40 wins with 16 losses. He is trained by Motion Self-Defense from Salt Lake City, Utah, Brandon the Murderer Melendez. And fighting out of your red corner, he weighed in at 173.5 pounds. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He is making his pro debut in the cage tonight. He is trained by Extreme Couture, coming from Las Vegas, Nevada. Please welcome Benjamin Smith.
Well, guys, you can't help but notice the resemblance. You can tell that Ben Smith is a wrestler. He looks like a younger version of Chael Sonnen, and he's going to be taking on Brandon the Murderer Melendez, a guy with 56 pro fights, like we mentioned. Look for Ben Smith to shoot a takedown immediately.
Brandon Melendez is an extremely explosive fighter, also a southpaw, loves to bang hard and fast. The 5-minute round actually, and the advantage, works to his advantage, but a nice takedown by Ben Smith, again, his wrestling pedigree taking over.
Melendez does a great job, works his way up off the cage.
He took a page out of Hoist Gracie's book, The Kick to the Shot.
You see these guys trading with knees, and this is the fast, furious pace that really characterizes WCFC fights. Now you maybe will see a little bit of pacing, a little feel-out process. Brandon Melendez, his style actually lends itself to one 5-minute round. This is a guy who, if you're going to beat Brandon Melendez, you say, let's push him into the later rounds, let's wear him out. Big head kick there, but he's going to pay and end up on his back.
Brandon Melendez using the cage to get himself back up, and he's going to need to be able to get his wrestling wits about him. Looks like Ben Smith's serious.
Barely missed.
That knee just did miss.
He's really liking that kick to the takedown.
And look, Ben Smith, now he's behind Brandon Melendez's hips. He's got him pressed up, and here come the knees. Ben Smith, so far, controlling where this fight goes with that wrestling ability. But Brandon Melendez doing pretty well, getting himself out of trouble in the scrambles.
He's definitely been standing up, and I would say damage-wise, Brandon's probably got more damage on him.
There's an elbow to the side of the head. They're right here in front of our position. And another takedown for Ben Smith. Can he hold Brandon Melendez down?
Brandon Melendez is doing a really good job of using the cage, relaxing. That's a lot of his cage experience showing up. He's just going to sit here and get back up.
Dave Slaystead breaks it up and brings these fighters back to the center. 1 minute, 40 seconds gone in this fight, and already we've seen a lot of action.
And that's going to be the style of, not a lot of downtime on the ground. They're going to want to be setting him up as soon as possible, so you can't be neutral in this fight game.
Melendez there with a front kick and then tried to work some uppercuts out of a sort of half clinch. And it looks like Ben Smith may have worn himself out with some of those takedown attempts. He's backpedaling a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to take my hat off to the guy, though, to take a fight against a guy with 50 fights and be giving him a run for his money.
Brandon Melendez snacks a guillotine here. He's working in the half guard. Looks like it's pretty deep, but there looks like there is some space. Ben Smith does have some space.
And if Brandon doesn't finish this, he's going to get tired.
There's a lot of squeezing going on. You see Brandon Melendez really putting a lot of effort into finishing this choke. An equal amount of effort for Scott Smith just to stay conscious here. His head's turning blue. I'm looking right in the crook of his armpit there, but he's staying calm and he's not tapping.
There wasn't enough pressure. Ben Smith had a lot of space, and now he's on top, and we still have 2:15 to go on the clock.
This is a great fight.
This is a nice little matchup. Brandon Melendez typically likes to keep a fight standing, and here it goes again. Dave Shelley said he'll stand him up. That's one thing that the wrestling format makes it difficult because referees are instructed to stand it up a little bit quicker.
I do understand the stand-up, especially me. You know, you guys all know me. I want to stood up right away when I'm on the ground. But if the guy is doing damage, I say keep it there. If he's trying to end the fight with strikes, let it go there.
Well, it's a fine line between an early stand-up, Steve, and letting a fight bog down and wasting time for both fighters to really do damage.
Yep.
And I think in a normal fight format, it would definitely be that. But because we only have one round, we only have 5 minutes, and they're going to be standing them up pretty regularly.
And you hear Ben Smith's corner now instructing him he's got to work a little bit harder when he gets into those advantageous positions. Brandon Melendez with a big swing here. The southpaw really scoring in some stand-up, but can he stay on his feet?
Brandon loves throwing that right hook straight left.
Oh, nice left hand there. Lands a left
Perfect
straight.
counter to that kick. Perfect counter to that kick as the southpaw.
And now Ben Smith getting his first taste of adversity, back on his feet though.
Brandon looking for that knee. Yep.
And both of these guys already sucking a little bit of wind. This has been a furious pace. Brandon was scoring with some knees, and here Ben Smith forces him back into the cage.
Ben Smith counter with a short right. Looked like it rocked Melendez a little bit.
35 seconds left, and it's anybody's fight at this point, guys.
I see it. Man, this is a tough one to decide off of these one round, man. It's tough to give someone a win or a loss off of this.
Ben Smith,
I would not want to be a judge.
Yeah, tough to judge these one-round fights.
But that damage right there definitely has got to give the edge to Brandon so far.
Brandon Melendez hit a nice dirty boxing uppercut.
And look at him pour it on here with 10 seconds left in this bout. Ben Smith is tired, and he shoots. Scores the takedown at the end.
He's got to get a choke. I don't know what he's doing right now. I don't know what he's doing.
Right at the clock.
Okay, now this is where the tournament format gets really interesting, fellas, because in a traditional MMA fight, a shot at the end of a round like that typically can score you a round or help you steal a round from somebody. But can you win a fight if you wrestle someone, you take them down, and there's not a whole lot of damage done in the short time that you're on the ground?
I think what this goes down to, this specific fight, is obviously there's damage versus control. Ben Smith had a lot of control in the fight, tons of takedowns, but Brandon Melendez got up every single time and was landing some big bombs.
Yeah. Now, I would not want to be a judge in a one-round fight like this, especially with two very talented guys. Now, Benjamin Smith got outstruck in this fight, but he also scored several takedowns. I mean, if we're going fight metric and we're taking stats here, I believe he was successful on all but one takedown. Now, that has to mean something, or else you could just eliminate wrestlers from the WCFC style tournament.
Definitely. Control is part of a normal scoring. And I think in a normal scoring event where they have more rounds, man, that could be, I want to see 2 or 3 more rounds of this fight right now.
Easily.
Like, this fight was a great matchup, and hopefully later on in the WCFC we can get another matchup, because that was a great fight. And, man, Ben Smith, he's got a future.
He definitely
does. To take a fight as his first, like, I know it's not a pro fight because it's only one round, but to take a fight against a guy who has 50 fights as tough as Brandon and do that well.
It's another great thing about the WCFC format is 1 5-minute round. It counts as an exhibition fight. You can fight a whole tournament and it doesn't go on your pro record. Now that's great for guys who lose in this first round or lose in the second round, because the way the fight game is now, you've got to build a resume up. Any loss looks like a bad loss on your resume these days with how competitive the mixed martial arts world is. And we'll send this one into the cage. Aaron Luna, and it took our judges some time to deliberate, but Aaron Luna's in the cage with the official results, and he'll tell us exactly how this thing went down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a decision. Judge Dave Calderwood scores about 10-9 Smith. Judge Dan First scores about 10-9 Melendez. And Judge Craig Giles scores about 10-9 for your winner by split decision, Benjamin Smith!